Your environment isn't just the people you spend time with. It's a reflection of your inner world, your extended self, which shapes your thoughts, habits, decisions, and even your destiny. The Stoics understood this principle well long before the advent of modern theories of psychology and personal growth. They knew that a person inevitably absorbs the qualities of those around them, whether consciously or not. Epictetus said, "Attach yourself to those who uplift you, those whose presence makes you better, wiser, and calmer." This isn't just a beautiful saying. It's a guide to life, a warning, and simultaneously an invitation to consciously choose your environment. Today, we'll look at 7 types of people who can destroy your inner balance, steal your energy, or slow your progress on the Stoic path. We'll understand how to recognize them, why they're so dangerous, and what Stoic tools can help keep your mind clear and your path straight. A complainer is someone who turns any event, any circumstance, even any trivial matter, into a source of dissatisfaction. They don't like the weather, their work irritates them, the people around them are always off. And no matter what happens, they'll always find a reason to complain. At first glance, it may seem harmless, just someone who needs to vent. But the constant stream of negativity is insidious. Why is a complainer dangerous? Because their negativity gradually becomes yours. It's like a leaky faucet, it makes a quiet noise, but day after day it erodes your emotional peace. Eventually, you begin to see flaws where you once saw opportunities, and view life through the lens of other people's discontent. Imagine, you're working on an important project with such a person. Every meeting turns into a marathon of complaints. "This is impossible, we'll never succeed, why is everything so poorly organized?" Instead of searching for solutions, you waste energy countering their pessimism. Gradually, team morale declines, your motivation dissipates, and you yourself begin to doubt the outcome. So how does Stoicism suggest defending yourself against complainers? The first method is distancing. If possible, limit your interactions with such people. Not harshly, not dramatically, just at a distance that preserves your peace. If it's a colleague or relative you can't escape, use the second approach, internal detachment. Listen, but don't let them in. Imagine the flow of their complaints as the sound of rain outside the window, loud, but not affecting your internal climate. The third method is gently redirecting the conversation. When the flow of complaints gains momentum, try asking, "What can we do?" or "What step will solve part of the problem?" This shifts the focus from whining to action, and often discourages the complainer, who didn't expect practicality from you. The practical steps are simple. Limit your time spent interacting when possible. Create an internal filter, their words aren't about you, not addressed to you. Redirect the conversation to solutions. And most importantly, remember the words of the Stoics, you have power over your mind, not over external events. A drama magnet is someone around whom something is always happening. Today they're in conflict with colleagues, tomorrow they're in a quarrel with a friend, the day after they're the victim of yet another injustice. Their life is a never-ending stream of crises, and the most dangerous thing is that you yourself can be drawn into this chaos without even realizing it. Drama magnets have an uncanny ability to draw others into their problems. Their emotions are contagious, their anxieties are easily transmitted, and their conflicts quickly become your own. They don't mean to harm, but constantly being caught up in someone else's chaos destroys your peace, distracts you, and drains your energy. Think of this, you have a friend who literally fights with someone close to her every day. One day, she's not talking to one person. The next, to another. She comes to you for support, you listen, try to help, and offer advice. But this cycle never ends. A week later, she's in conflict again. And suddenly, you find yourself treating her friends with bias, as if you were part of her war. How can you cope with the drama magnets without losing your humanity? First, use the technique of reflective listening. Instead of giving advice or taking sides, simply reflect her emotions. If she says, "I can't believe she said that about me," respond, "It sounds like you feel betrayed." This provides support without drawing you into the conflict itself. Second, practice distancing. This isn't coldness or avoidance, it's protecting boundaries. Limit the time you spend talking about conflicts. Don't respond to messages during times when you need to recharge. Set quiet hours, periods when you're unavailable for other people's dramas. And finally, the Stoic approach: focus on the present moment. Drama magnets live in anticipation of the next crisis, as if the world is obligated to throw them new reasons to worry. Stoicism, however, teaches, happiness lies in enjoying the present without anxious dependence on the future. While they're chasing the next storm, you can remain the captain of your ship, calm, collected, and mindful. A skeptic isn't someone who offers constructive criticism or helps you see the risks. They're someone who systematically sows doubt, undermines your confidence, and colors your vision of the future in shades of gray. They seem to add a drop of coldness to your every idea, every plan, every step. Not because they want to help, but because they don't believe in you or the possibility of change. Imagine this: you've decided to change your career. You've spent months researching the new field, taking courses, talking to experts. You're inspired, you have a plan. And so you share this with someone you consider close. In response, you hear, "Are you sure? What if it doesn't work out? Do you know that many people fail to change careers? Maybe I shouldn't risk it." And gradually, their doubts become yours. The faith you've built begins to waver. What seemed achievable yesterday now looks dangerous. One good piece of advice can destroy the foundation you've carefully built. How can you stoically deal with such a person? First, use the solicitation technique. Instead of simply sharing your plans, ask, "What steps do you think would help me better prepare?" Skeptics often lose momentum when their positions require constructiveness. Instead of criticism, they have to offer advice, and that's a different ballgame. Second, use positive confrontation. This isn't an argument, a defense, or aggression. It's a gentle redirection of negativity toward a solution. If someone tells you, "You'll never be able to change careers at your age," you respond, "Who do you think could? And what qualities help them?" You don't argue, you encourage the other person to think constructively, not destructively. And finally, a Stoic thought about listening. The Stoics said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." But it's important to understand, listening doesn't mean absorbing everything. Listening means distinguishing between the valuable and the useless. Separating facts from fear. Separating wisdom from noise. When a skeptic tries to paint your canvas with their own shades of doubt, take a step back. Remind yourself, these are their fears, not yours. Their limitations, not yours. Their fog, but your sky. A perpetual victim is someone who sees themselves as constantly unfairly treated, powerless to influence their life, and who believes that circumstances or other people are to blame for all their failures. In their eyes, life is like a chessboard, where all the pieces are stacked against them, and they are powerless to make strategic moves. Imagine, you're discussing their difficulties at work with such a person. They blame their boss, their colleagues, the system, but never themselves. Every suggestion you make for possible solutions is met with resistance or justification. "It won't work because they always let me down," or "I'm just unlucky." Gradually, you begin to feel irritated and tired, trying to support their endless complaints. How can you stoically cope with a perpetual victim? First, listen, but don't take on the role of savior. You can be empathetic and understanding, but don't become drawn into their story as if it were your own struggle. Secondly, remind yourself to distinguish between things within your control and things beyond your control. You can't control other people's actions or emotions, but you can control your own attention and actions. Stoic wisdom teaches, each person is responsible for their own life. The perpetual victim may blame the world, but you remain master of your own chessboard, making your moves consciously and strategically. A toxic positivist is someone who believes all difficulties can be ignored and that negative emotions are bad. Their constant "everything is fine" smile may seem like good advice, but in reality, it deprives you of the right to experience your true feelings and learn from experience. Imagine, you're going through a painful breakup. Instead of support, you hear, "Everything's for the best. Get over it and smile. The world is full of fish." This causes you to suppress your emotions, feel guilty for being sad, and lose touch with yourself. How to stoically deal with a toxic positivist? First, use emotional granularity, identify and name your feelings, not allowing the other person to ignore them. "Yes, I'm upset, and that's okay," a simple acknowledgement helps maintain connection with yourself. Second, seek a balance of light and shadow. Stoics don't require ignoring joy or suffering. They teach accepting the full range of emotions with equanimity and prudence. Remember, true strength isn't suppressing emotions for someone else's comfort, but rather recognizing them and using them as a tool for wise action. A manipulator is someone who tries to rewrite the script of your life to suit their own goals. They use flattering words, guilt, or deception to steer your actions and decisions in their favor. Imagine, a friend invites you to dinner, and you decline because you're tired or busy. They respond, "But you're successful, and I'm so lonely." And you suddenly feel guilty, even though you did everything right. This is classic manipulation, and it works subtly, pushing you toward the response they desire. How to deal with a manipulator? First, use the agree and redirect technique. Acknowledge the emotion, "I understand that you're upset," but gently reinforce your boundaries. "I really can't do this today, let's arrange another day." Second, set clear boundaries. Don't make excuses or give in to emotional pressure, calmly state what you are willing to do and what you are not. The Stoic approach teaches, you control your reactions, not someone else's behavior. A manipulator may try to rewrite your script, but only you hold the pen in your hand. A time vampire is someone who constantly demands your attention and time without providing anything of value in return. They disrupt your rhythm, distract you from your goals, and reduce your productivity, turning every day into a chaotic stream of other people's demands. Imagine, a colleague calls for trivial matters every few hours, a friend engages in long, meaningless conversations, and you have an important project to complete. Instead of working, you waste energy on other people's distractions. How to deal with time vampires? First, set boundaries, honestly and calmly communicate when you are available and when you are not. Secondly, refocus your communication on productive topics, short messages instead of long conversations, dedicated meetings instead of spontaneous phone calls. The Stoics teach, time is a precious resource. You control how you spend it. A vampire may demand your attention, but you control its flow. Your environment is a mirror that reflects not only your behavior but also your inner strength. The people you spend time with can either lift you up, inspire you, and support you, or drag you down, frustrate you, and drain you. Today, we looked at 7 types of people to recognize and, if possible, avoid: the complainer, the drama magnet, the skeptic, the perpetual victim, the toxic positivist, the manipulator, and the time vampire. The Stoics teach us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. We can't change other people's habits, views, or emotional reactions. But we can manage our attention, time, and inner peace. By avoiding people who upset your balance and building relationships with those who lift you up, you protect your soul and maintain clarity of mind. Remember, the influence of your environment is stronger than it seems. You are not simply the average of the people around you, you are the one who consciously chooses who you allow into your space. This is the foundation of your personal growth, your Stoic path, and your happiness. So, recognize negative influences, set boundaries, apply Stoic practices, and focus on what truly matters. Your path to wisdom, peace, and virtue is shaped by every choice you make, including your environment. Now that you know the types of people who can undermine your inner peace, it's time to make a conscious choice about who you want around you and who you should distance yourself from. Remember, the Stoic path is not only about reflection and wisdom, but also about the practical application of principles in everyday life. Protect your time, maintain your inner peace, and seek an environment that supports your best qualities. Friendship, advice, and communication should be a source of inspiration, not constant drama or doubt. Your participation in this process is key to personal growth. Develop mindfulness, apply Stoic tools, learn to listen without absorbing others' fears and anxieties. Every step toward understanding yourself and choosing your social circle is a step toward resilience, wisdom, and virtue. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share your experiences in the comments. Supporting your inner growth helps build a community of people striving for a conscious and rewarding life.